Indonesia and Fiji are celebrating 50 years of friendly diplomatic ties by conducting a number of events at the Indonesian Embassy in Suva.
And to know more about diplomatic ties between Fiji and Indonesia, as well as the state of ongoing celebrations, we are now connected with Indonesian Ambassador to Fiji, Kiribati, Nauru and Tuvalu, His Excellency Dupito Darma Simamora. Good evening, Your Excellency. Thank you so much for joining us from Fiji. But probably the first question that I want to convey, how would you describe the evolution of diplomatic relations between Indonesia and Fiji, considering that it has been 50 years already?
Thank you for that very important question in the relationship between Indonesia and Fiji. I should describe, the relationship between Indonesia and Fiji has been progressing well since we established the diplomatic relations in 1974, and in 2002, Indonesia opened its embassy in Suva, and Fiji opened its embassy in 2011 in Jakarta. And of course, this relationship not only at bilateral level, and because we see that Indonesia and Fiji also has been working very closely at global levels when it comes to peacekeeping issues, when it comes to development issues, when it comes to climate-related issues, inter-regional cooperation. At the same time, I think Fiji and of course the other three Melanesian countries played an important role in accepting Indonesia as an observer state in the Melanesian Spirit Group in 2011 here in Suva, and then it was elevated to be an associate member of MSG in 2015. So I describe this relationship as been going well, and of course it is our joint commitment to make it working for the interest of both, and Indonesia and Fiji for the region of the Pacific as a whole.
Mr. Ambassador, this is Indra speaking. To celebrate the 50th of the anniversary diplomatic ties between Indonesia and Fiji, what events are conducted at the Indonesian Embassy in Suva in Fiji?
Of course, throughout the year, we have and will continue to have some events to commemorate the important milestone in our relationship. And I should say, the March joint seminar conducted by Fiji and Indonesia in Suva, by having some prominent speakers from Indonesia, including from Jayapura University, and also some prominent leaders from Fiji, to really discuss, and reflect the relationship in the last 50 years and what is the way forward for both countries. And I think on the same day, the president of Fiji, His Excellency William Pere, also launched the Fiji-Indonesia Friendship Association. So we believe that this is another good initiative from the Embassy of Indonesia, of course supported by all colleagues here in Fiji, to really see how people-to-people links and cooperation should be supported, and we also agreed that people-to-people should also play a bigger role in the relationship, since government-to-government relation has been going well, but at the same time we see that more cooperation between our business people, between community leaders, between religious leaders, and walk of life. I think that is something that we need to make sure that this relationship will achieve its intended potentials.
What do you consider to be the key milestones or achievements in the bilateral relationship between Indonesia and Fiji?
Of course, there are many issues that have been considered as the milestones in the relationship, and I think there are so many examples that where Fiji and Indonesia have worked together at global levels, at the UN level, on South-South cooperation, for instance, and also our very important role in championing so many development goals, including UN SDGs. At the same time, we should also remember that both countries also play a big role in championing the rights of the archipelagic states. As we know that Indonesia and Fiji are both archipelagic states. So, of course, through UNCLOS 1982, for instance, I think this is something where Indonesia and Fiji see that their interests not only are the same, but we also believe that it needs to be promoted and of course projected at all levels.
And Your Excellency, for those of the viewers who might not know or might not be familiar with the relations between Indonesia and Fiji, we want to know how have trade and economic cooperation between Indonesia and Fiji developed over the years? And we also want to hear from you, the first hand, what does the future holds?
That is a very important issue because we believe that trade and economic relations are of importance to both countries. But if we look at the statistics, there is a very big trade imbalance happening at the moment. I think it's also true between Indonesia and other Pacific Island countries at the same time. And this make us come to the belief that we should always see the nexus between trade, investment, and capacity building. There is something I think we need to address in the future. That for the first until now there is no investment coming from Indonesia to Fiji. So I believe that this is quite important in strengthening the economic relationship. At the same time, empowering Fiji to be more self-sufficient. At the same time, can assist Fiji in also diversifying its export commodities to Indonesia and other countries. In that way, Indonesia can play a good role, not only as a trading partner, as an economic partner, but at the same time also as a development partner.
Mr. Ambassador, how have cultural exchanges and people-to-people ties boost relationship between Indonesia and Fiji?
The cultural relationship has been going on for a long time. I think Indonesia has provided a lot of opportunities for young Fijians to come to Indonesia, to study Indonesia, to learn the culture. And that is why we have around 80 to 90 alumni here in Fiji that has also a great support and importance in the overall relationship, because the alumni has been very active in supporting the people to people and also closer links between our two countries and people.
All right, Mr. Ambassador, this will be the last question from me. I would like to ask some recommendations from you for the people planning to travel to Fiji. Is there any places that needs to be visited, or maybe a special or authentic cuisine that we should try if we go to Fiji?
Of course, I think for most Indonesians, Fiji is a tourist destination, and I believe Fiji, offers itself a paradise of the Pacific. And here, of course, we can enjoy the traditional cuisine, as you mentioned. At the same time, also the unique culture. But the other important aspect is that if you look at the cultural links and ties that do not only happen in the modern day, but it has been part of our long history together as nations. And I think we all understand also that the majority of Fijians are of Melanesian race, and that is, I think, part of the similarity with Indonesian in the eastern part of Indonesia, where we also have a significant population from the Melanesian race. So we believe that this kind of actually cultural and also traditional links should be strengthened because those similarities and I think we in our experience here in Fiji, there is a lot of similarities not only in culture but also actually in language. So by understanding Fiji more, I think it will help closer relationship between Indonesia and Fiji and Indonesia and the Pacific as a whole.
Well, according to some sources, Your Excellency, my dad's origins from Nusa Tenggara Timur or in Nusa Tenggara should also be belong to the Melanesian. And what you told us earlier, just made me even want to go more to the area and also especially Fiji. All right, thank you so much, the ambassador, Indonesian ambassador to Fiji, Kiribati, Nauru and Tuvalu, His Excellency Dupito Darma Simamora. Good evening, Excellency. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.